What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another show of He Said, She Said. My name is Jarvis, and I have my two co-hosts in here with me, and I'll go ahead and let them introduce themselves, starting with the First Lady.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Chrissy J, hitting your number ones and twos.
And of course, you know, this is your boy Q Walker in the building. So last week we did a show about domestic violence, and you know, we got some numbers on that. And we also had a lot of feedback, and also Christina was, you know, helping a lot of people with that. So we wanted to, and then when the show was over, me and Jarvis said, dang, we didn't even get to talk about the dude's perspective of it. So today we wanted to do a part 2 and talk about the dude's perspective of domestic violence and everything that comes with that. So Jarvis, we know, let's go ahead and keep it all the way a buck. I mean, I've never hit a woman. You all right, Tina? You good, all right?
Oh, yeah, I couldn't hear that. I couldn't hear nothing.
Okay. Let me turn it up a little bit. Jarvis, I've never hit a woman, but I've also had to restrain a woman from hitting me. You ever had to restrain a woman from hitting you, being aggressive towards you?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had the situation happen. And it's basically, like you said, just restraining her, basically holding her arm so she ain't beating you up, basically.
But let's keep it all around. I mean, I don't know your situation. I won't put your business all the way out there in the street. But 9 times out of 10, when a woman is getting ready to fight a dude, it's simply because she just caught him cheating for real. Name a time. I really can't see a woman. Maybe Tina, you can speak to this. A woman just being aggressive towards a man and hitting a man like a man would hit a woman just because she's upset or she had a bad day. You know, reasons why guys would hit a woman is because he's upset, had a bad day, you ain't cooked this meal right. Just anything would set him off and hit you. To me, honestly, I don't think a woman would hit a man unless it was some cheating involved.
Nah, you are absolutely wrong.
I was gonna say that's
wrong. Yeah, you have aggressive women out there as well, and you have women that want to put themselves in a man's place, so to speak, and I mean they will put their hands on them.
I just can't see a woman just smacking a dude for no reason at all.
And I've seen it.
What happened?
I've seen it.
What
Pop
happened?
off. It was at the park, at Douglas Park. Smacked the dog piss out of him.
So you seen it from start to beginning. The whole situation escalate. Were they arguing or
yeah,
was?
She was always. It was one of the things where she was always putting hands on him.
She was
like,
a thug.
I mean, it was kind of pretty much like she was kind of like, hey, is he the woman? Or, you know what I'm saying? And not to be sexist, but it's just kind of like she kind of ran stuff, and he ain't never do that. He just kind of sat there. He would do his. You know.
He wouldn't was she bigger than him?
Not really.
So what was she like? He couldn't like restrain her and like keep her back.
Look, I don't know.
I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but that type of stuff just like.
But see, that's why men don't speak up.
Because
to say it because people think it's and it's not to say no slight against you, but people somewhat laugh at it. Be like, come on now, this chick really smacked the dude and you can't. Yeah.
I don't know, man. And maybe some guys, Coy, he said it happened to him on 3 different occasions. Yeah, we'd like for you to share those details exactly about what happened on 1 or all 3 of those occasions. Jarvis, I just don't understand why would you think a man would just sit there and take a smacking, a beating, or something from a woman, knowing that he's physically stronger than her?
Yeah. And that's a good point, man, because we had talked about that last week after the show when we met the 2 young ladies, and we had kind of discussed some of that stuff. Like I just couldn't imagine, like if I'm physically able to prevent something, I can't imagine not preventing it. But I guess it is what it is. You know, some people feel as if, you know, and some people are threatened by that because it is out there in society. Like if it even looks like you being aggressive towards a woman for any man, you know, and some men are raised that way to like just never put your hands period on a woman. And I'm not saying that it's okay to put your hands on a woman, but I do feel like if you are a man or a woman, regardless, I don't think you should continue to allow anybody to hit you. So if you're able to stop it and maybe just at least restrain her, then yeah. And then I don't know, like the situation Tina's discussing, who knows? He would have tried to restrain her, and it might have made it 100 times worse.
Right.
How?
And you out in public.
How?
Like you said, you out in public, so him even grabbing her up, like even if he would have grabbed her up, you know what I'm saying, and it looked like take your hands off her, you know what I'm saying? I mean, from somebody else's point of view,
were they alone? My question is
No,
like, did she have her homegirls or did he have his home? But the reason why I asked that is because he could restrain her, be like, hey, y'all come get her.
Nah, we was in Dirtbow.
And then, you know what I'm saying, her people would come and grab her so he can let go and go on about his business.
Listen, all I know, he kept saying, he was like, go on somewhere, stop playing. He was like, stop. She was tagging him.
Like she was hitting him like a dude.
Yes.
That's crazy.
He was like,
might
it's
be
time to
you.
go. And I mean, like I said, you got women out there that are aggressive, and the thing, it gets overlooked that men suffer from domestic violence because they automatically figure, well, you strong enough to restrain this woman, and you know you could probably take her down or whatever. But I mean, I've seen situations where the dude has tried to restrain her, and because he like literally kind of pushed her back, whatever, she scraped the arm. You know what the police said?
He hit her.
We about to arrest you because she's the one that got the mark. Like,
so it almost sounds like it's a lose-lose situation for guys in certain situations, because if you restrain her and let's say, for instance, for whatever reason you lose your balance and you fall on top of her and she breaks something,
yeah,
then it's like you were the aggressor.
Or even not that, like Tina was saying, like if you grabbing somebody and you trying to prevent them from hitting you and they are, you know, wild and aggressive, you probably gonna have to have a firm grip to try to restrain them, and that may leave a bruise. And that little mark right there alone, regardless of what she tried to do to you, that little mark alone right there could send you to jail.
Because then she gonna say he hit me.
Yeah.
And that's.
But I do think, man, it's a various amount of different reasons, man. Like I've seen and heard of people in those situations get into it over money, over kids.
Yep.
As far as the woman being the aggressor.
Cheating too. You know, I can see that. And
well, I just always figured that's the only reason a woman would have to hit a man. Like, I mean, maybe you can speak to me and like me. Why would a woman get so aggravated over finances that she would start hitting the dude?
I mean, it could be, it can be okay, let's say she's the breadwinner in the family,
okay,
right? And you go spend some money and she ain't really cool with that.
Right.
You know, you making irresponsible decisions. Maybe I've had that discussion 3 or 4 times and it still ain't get through to your head, so you go and make another irresponsible decision and she gets upset to the point, because finances is something in a relationship that can be life changing. Meaning, you know, if it gets bad enough, people get divorced over that.
Yeah, I get the divorce part, but I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just naive. I just don't see a woman getting that upset to where she hit a dude.
Listen,
I can see like, man, you're stupid, like something like that. But
have you not seen situations, and they still consider domestic violence if they got kids together, right?
Yeah.
And she mad at him for whatever reason, and they apart. You ain't seen the videos out there where she's out there wilding out on him, trying to fight him or whatever?
Yeah.
Something with the kids or whatever, like.
Or trying to take, trying to take the kid or something like that. Like,
I get that though, because I get that why she would hit him. I don't say it's okay, but in that situation, she's probably just being an ASS about the whole thing and just upset about him.
But you give her excuses. It don't matter what the reason is. She don't have no right to put her hands on him.
No, but I'm saying I can see why she did it. Not to say it's okay, but I can see why. That's what I'm saying. I don't just see a woman just hauling off and hitting a dude. Like, there has to be an excuse versus a man.
That's not
true.
true.
But tell me why cheating's the excuse then.
Because your feelings are involved, and now your feelings are hurt because he betrayed you. So now you feel stupid enough, and you so angry and mad, you just gonna hit his dumb little self.
But I think children will bring out more emotion in a person than a cheating.
Depends on the woman.
Well, yeah, it depends on the woman.
I done seen women. I done watched cheaters. I done seen women that got caught cheating and tried to fight the dude.
Yeah,
they got caught cheating.
That's true.
And then let's read some of these. We got one from Corey Connor. Girl hit me in college because I stood in front of her to protect my girlfriend. School wouldn't press charges. So I'm assuming that was a situation where I guess your girlfriend and the girl was great to get in a fight, and you stood in front of her to protect your girlfriend. I can see that, but this is more so in being in a relationship. And Jarvis, why do you think the guys don't come up and confess? Like, me and you, we talking, I'm like, man, Tina hit me, dog. Like, what would you say to that?
I mean, that's a pride thing. I think that's
But you my boy though. Like it ain't just like some dude we just sitting around shooting the breeze. And I'm like, hey man, Tina hit me. Like you like a brother to me. And I'm like, man, can I tell you something, man? Tina hit me.
All right, to be all the way 100, the reason why we probably wouldn't do it, because I'm going to be honest with you. If you came to me and said that, I might chuckle at first.
Yeah, because as I was explaining, you were smiling as I was explaining it. Like, hold on, bro, you 6'4", Tina like 5'5", like, bro, come on.
And that right there alone may deter somebody from, you know what I'm saying? Because they pride's involved, and if you laughing, it ain't gonna be.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't even get it out.
But let me ask you this: you don't think women get mad enough? Like somebody say they see Ray. You don't think women just get that much built up anger in them just over arguments or whatever, and want to holler off and smack you? Like women have aggression in them as well.
No, facts.
I done seen situations. I done had somebody tell me the woman smacked him in the face with a cell phone, hauled off and like for real hummed the cell phone at his face.
Do you know what the reason was? They was just arguing and she just like got that upset.
Yeah,
so.
They were just arguing and she got that mad and hummed the cell phone at his face.
But I know, man. Like also, man. Like different people have different triggers. So I know with some people, like I've heard people say, "Don't tell me I better do something. If you tell me I better do something," like in a relationship, I've heard two people go back and forth, and if it's like, you better do this. Mm-hmm. And if that person says that, like I've seen a woman get mad enough to where she's like, you know, got that biting that bottom lip, like I've seen that. and so like so back to what you were saying, like it could be anything, not just like cheating. Like women do get mad too. Like I feel like anger has no, you know, it plays no side of the spectrum as far as male and female. You know, if you get mad enough at something, you definitely want to.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because I see, you know, women is just, some women as just sweet, innocent. Then of course you got, you know, you out there who's raised like dudes. Some of them are built like dudes. So you would expect them to square up with a dude. But then like, I mean, I keep using Tina because you're the only woman in here, obviously. But I would look at you and I'm like, nah, man, she ain't gonna get that angry. Not you, but just a woman who's built like you know, same frame and everything. Like, even if she got angry, I just can't see her hitting a dude.
But the problem is that we downplay what women are capable of, or we make it seem as if it's not as serious. And this is on subject, but kind of off subject. It's kind of like I've had to argue with plenty of people about the whole situation with Cardi B. They don't want to hold her accountable. Oh, she had to do what she had to do. Like you sit there bragging that you drugged men and robbed them and did whatever you did to them. Let a man have said it. You know what I'm saying? It'd been a problem. They look at her like, she had to do what she had to do. She's a woman. What could she really do? Like, women can be just as trifling and nasty and spiteful. Yeah. You know what I mean? And domestic violence doesn't just have to mean that you're still in a relationship with somebody. Yeah. Like, if you've been involved with that person and say she mad because you got a new girlfriend. I've seen women go to war, and I know reality TV, a lot of it's set up. But a lot of times, them women really are acting like that. And then, you know, they're married now, but look at Princess. Man, she used to howl off on Ray J like it was nothing. You know what I mean? Like.
What about old girl that beat was it Bow Wow?
Yeah.
So you got that too. And
but her story came back that
he hit her first.
Yeah, he hit her first, and he was keeping her phone, had her locked in the house.
So hey, man, what is? Good God.
He got mad because he seen her with some dude.
I seen that, at some kind of party or something. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Let me ask y'all about this one, and you know we'll get back on real people, but I want to know what y'all take on with the Chris Brown situation, because I heard Riri's a little crazy herself, and they said Riri kind of instigated that.
Yeah, they said she smacked him. They said she threw his Lamborghini keys out the window or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean. You can instigate, but you still gotta find some kind of restraint.
But at the time, Chris, this is the thing, and I'm not making up excuse. I think Chris was like 18, 19 years old. This is somebody that's been in the industry since he was like 15, grew up super fast. And like I said, I'm not making excuses, but he was still kind of like a kid. And he's 30 now, and that story will forever follow him for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about Breezy. Hey, don't talk about Breezy.
Light skin in the building. Tiffany, she was going back to what your point is. She said, when it comes to the kids, some women see red. If your man says do this and I ain't doing ish for the kids, I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I mean I've never personally been in that situation, but I can only imagine. Like, I've heard women talk about it, and I can hear the frustration and the anger in their voice when they talk about a man, you know, their baby's father not doing anything for the kid. So yeah, that I could see that end up being a reason why a woman, like, if she got mad enough, because if she's that mad just talking to me, I can just imagine with that man in front of her face, like, not doing that, or just seeing him out and he's got on new Jordans, new clothes, he's fresh or whatever. I can see.
Remember that girl that made him take his was in the store buying Jordans? Did y'all see that? And she made him take the stuff off right then and there, take it back to the store and get the cash and give it to her right then and there. You ain't see it?
No, I ain't see that. I'm laughing because, man, I wish I would be out. I just wouldn't allow me to get no Jordans like that. So they got to worry about that with me.
I mean, I've seen women get mad because the guys have ignored them. You know what I mean? Like, they want to argue. There are women out there, MF and this and da-da-da-da. He be like, man, go on somewhere. I ain't going somewhere. So she feel like the only way she can get his attention is, I'm about to smack his dude. Yeah, like, for real.
Nah,
like,
that's real.
Hold on. What my husband said, women aren't held to the same social standards as men when it comes to domestic issues. Facts. Men are made to feel shame if they report on their girl for exploding, but women are applauded and uplifted. Ain't that right?
It is true. Like, how would you explain that to the police when they, you know, come and you tell them?
You can't. It's almost like everybody's perception of the judges at a child support hearing.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone thinks that immediately the judge is automatically going to side with the woman, or the state, or however you want to say it, it's going to side with the woman. I think it's the same way with police officers when it comes to any type of domestic violence with a man. And maybe the perception is just ingrained in their head that this dude is physically stronger than her and should be able to do this, or that. Or, I mean, you know what I'm saying? That perception is automatically in their head. So when they have a domestic violence call, 9 times out of 10, or maybe 7, 8 times out of 10, realistically, it probably is a man hitting a woman. And all of that plays a factor into them automatically thinking that, nah, she couldn't have hit you. Like, you had to have hit her first.
It's got to be like he done something first.
But you have to still call, because it's all about who called the police first.
That's true.
It's all about who, and that's the thing, is that men got to be able to put their pride away and put that shame, feeling guilty and shame, and call the police, because, like Corey said, best thing to do is call the police and walk away, and then file a restraining order if you need to. You know, because they're going to look at you, like you said, they're going to automatically assume, man, you could have physically restrained her. Well, if I physically restrained her, then I might have left bruises or did something. Or what if I tried to grab her and we fell and she hit her head, and then she going to say, you know what I'm saying, he hit me. Like, it doesn't roll like that.
Hey, what if you dial 911, though, and as soon as you told them, they chuckled?
But
Like, man, go ahead on, bro. Man, handle that.
But listen. From men, look at this situation. When we were last week, everything was deep. It was somber. It was like, damn, like, that's crazy. That's messed up. And y'all was really,
a different vibe,
and this, this vibe is like, come on, man.
Because it's just hard to, like, I don't know, Jarvis, man. I keep using myself as an example with being a large kind of dude. If I was to tell somebody I was getting hit on by my woman, you see what I'm saying? Like, man, get out of here, bro. Like, what are you doing? The only 2 people that will believe me is Miss Phyllis and Shell, my mom and my sister. Everybody else would do the same thing you doing.
I would believe you, because I've seen it. And I've seen situations where the woman has ran the man. Or I've seen situations where the woman's making all the money, like the breadwinner, and she kind of controls the situation. He's kind of quiet, laid back. Don't really say too much. Been raised maybe not to hit females. He loves her, whatever. Yeah. I've seen situations where women have talked to him. She talked to her dude so crazy because he ordered food while she was in the bathroom. He didn't order her nothing. And she said, you put that fork down and I dare you to lift another. And he said that like this. She said, don't even look up no more.
Yeah, like, are they still, to your knowledge, are they still together?
Nah, they ain't together.
Oh, man, I'm scared to answer this. It says unknown and private. I don't know.
Go answer.
You calling he said, she said, what's your name?
I don't want to say my name, man.
Okay, well, you can leave your name anonymous. What story you got to tell about domestic violence?
So, well, y'all are talking about cheating and like making women real mad and like how mad they get and that kind of stuff. And I just got a situation going on right now that I'm worried about a friend of mine because she's that mad.
Oh,
Cheating.
okay. Well, speak over.
Like from a guy's perspective, like I mean, I know girls that get hit, and I'm worried that she's gonna get hit if she confronts him with this.
So-
I think, in my opinion, the best thing you should do in that situation, if she feels like she's gonna get hit if she confronts him, is there needs to be multiple people that
Exactly.
go with her.
Yeah.
So that way, either he's more controlled in that environment, or hell, I don't know, he might want to smack everybody in that situation, and in that.
This guy, like, I mean, they've known each other since like junior high. You know, I mean, like she's known him for a long time, and he's you know tells her all these things like he loves her and everything's cool. But she just found out that he's been in this committed relationship for like the last couple of years and been seeing her, and she just found out that she's like the other woman. I mean, she's pissed.
Well, best thing she can do is walk away.
Yeah, best thing she can do in this situation is walk away. But let me ask you this: it seems like you know the guy a little bit. Do you think?
At all, I just know through her because she's been seeing him for so long.
As her friend, I would suggest that you give her the advice that she either A, needs to walk away, or like Jarvis said earlier, have multiple people there, because nothing good's gonna come out of that. And if he's actually in a committed relationship with somebody else and she's the side chick, more than likely he's gonna choose the relationship that he's in, and then she's gonna be looking crazy.
She didn't. I mean, she never knew he was. She thought she was number one, and come to find out she's not. I mean, it's she feels like she has an obligation to tell this girl that thinks she's in a committed relationship with this guy that's cheating on her.
I don't know. I'm a different type of female, man. I'm a walk away type female. Like I said on one of the shows, you probably never heard it. I mean, when I was pregnant with my daughter, my daughter's father brought a girl home at our house, and I was living with him pregnant, and he had sex with her while I was in the house. And I didn't do it. Like, I'm not that, man, I walk away. I'm a different type of breed, though. So,
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, yeah.
So are you fearful that your friend is gonna hit him? Is that what you're fearful of?
I'm just afraid that the whole situation is going to escalate. When people's emotions, when you're in love with somebody and you feel betrayed, and emotions get involved and you've got that kind of history, things get out of hand. And it's she's embarrassed and she's hurt, and she doesn't want anybody to know.
Well,
To confront it and just to know why. I mean, I think as a woman, you want to know why someone's been lying to you like that all this time.
I mean, but if she's embarrassed and she doesn't want people to know, going to him, confronting him is probably not going to make the situation any better. It's probably going to make the situation worse.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it gives her a chance to just some kind of closure, when you think someone's been telling you that, it's like, oh, you're the one for me, I just need time, and you think there's going to be something come out of it, and, it just sucks that guys can be that way.
Well, this is...
Not picking on guys or nothing, but it's just, that someone can just stand there, for... It's not like it's just a one-time thing or something, I mean, this has, been going on for a couple of years.
Well, this is my thing to your friend, is that the advice you give her, or the advice we help you give her, it's going to be a moot point if she stays with the dude and keeps messing with the dude.
Yep.
So...
then move on.
Yeah,
there's
move
nothing,
on.
There's nothing to confront.
Tell her,
There's no closure.
speak her piece, and then move on. And then what I would do is, like Jarvis alluded to, is I wouldn't even add multiple people, because Quentin made a good point about more people there could cause a scene. Is that just you and her go, but make sure you have your phone on standby just in case something pops off. You're already ready to dial 911, or in that case, also have your phone recording, so if something goes on, you have actual proof that he hit her first, or whatever the case may be. So that's my advice to you, is if go over there with her, have some kind of recording device going on, so therefore nothing transpires. Tell her, get it off her chest. Y'all close the book. Y'all go, have a couple drinks, and then it is what it is for the rest of the night. Maybe she find her somebody else.
That kind of crap. So, too many nice guys out there in the world to put up with somebody that just lies like that. Yeah.
Hey, no, we agree. You might find somebody on the he said, she said community for it. Go ahead.
Alright, so I mean, do you think though, does she, because she's really hung up on this thing about having a moral obligation. There's another person out there that thinks they're in a committed relationship and they're not.
Listen, I don't think it's so much that she has a moral obligation. She wants the girl to know because she's hurt. Yeah. And she wants her to be hurt because what does that do for her? I mean, if the girl may actually know he cheats on her. Who knows? Yeah. And like Quentin said.
I mean, I just think about if I was in a situation with someone I thought was a committed relationship, and people knew that there was a side piece, and no one told me. Like I don't know. I think that's hard to know that people knew and didn't tell you. I don't know. It's kind of a tough thing to call. You know, it's a tough thing to. If she knows, she knows. I mean, just say it, and like you said, say your piece and walk away. But at least then you don't feel like you have anything that you didn't do.
I mean, kind of like Quentin said, and that's what I was going to say earlier, closure happens from within, and no answer that he says to her is going to be good enough. It doesn't matter if he tells her, I'm sorry, or I did it, and what is he going to tell her that's going to make her feel better? Nothing's going to make her feel better. So if she's done with him, she just needs to move on. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can do exactly. That. You can do that. But then when you do that, it might become a situation where, like you said, you don't know the guy. But what if he pulls up at a job? Like, why ain't you responding to me? Pulls up at a house. Like, why ain't you calling me back? Like that type of ordeal. So that's why I say at least say your piece and then move on. So if anything happens after that, she has proof on her phone. Look. If she needs to go get a restraining order, I've blocked this guy. He's pulled up at my house. He's came to my job, X, Y, and Z. I told him it's over. So therefore, the necessary steps can be taken after that. But if she just leaves him on blank and he don't know nothing, I mean, the police have nothing to say, well, where's the closure with that? Like, why is he still doing this? So I really think...
Around and start, texting her and be like, hey, baby, I want to come over. It's like, you got to end it somehow. Otherwise, it just stays out there. Yeah, so I'm cool with that.
All right, so I hope the advice we gave to you would help your friend with all of us said, go over it with her, have something recorded so you have some kind of proof. So if something pops off, you got there to show it to her and tell her, hey, look, go over and speak your piece, move on, and we're going to get out of here. And then you can jump into he said, she said community and go find you a guy because there's plenty of guys up in there.
And on some guy that's just going to sit there and lie to you like that, I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
And people that lie always do.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact. Well, we appreciate you calling in.
Hey, appreciate what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we had her calling in. What do you think about that situation, Jarvis?
Now, I mean, I think that's real. Like what Quentin said and what Christina had, she kind of just touched on what he said. I think closure does happen from within. Like the people who, I think people who feel like they need to tell somebody significant other, I think it's because they want to see that person hurt as well. And I mean, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time because I personally, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't do it. I'd just walk away, move on, and be done with it.
I mean, I was in a situation like that before. I dated a guy, and I didn't know he had a girl. And then when I found out he had a girl, I was already feeling him by that time, and he was telling me, well, it's bad. We in the midst of a breakup. I'm not going to stay with her. And then ends up being he stayed with her, and I was just like, I could have went and told her, but it was like, for what? What was it going to, because at the end of the day, I did care about him. Whether he was right or whether he was wrong, what was I going to get out of going to tell her? That was just going to cause more drama. I'm not a confrontational person. So I walked away from the situation. I let them, whatever they do, whatever they do. I mean, they're engaged now. They're going to be married. Whatever their situation is what it is. Me telling her was not going to help me feel better. Yeah. I mean, I'm not in it to hurt somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So.
What about, because I seen somebody was telling their story on the Facebook comments feed. Do you believe in a reform abuser, like somebody who can, leave that life behind? Do you think people can change from that?
I do.
Just think it's something that's always just internally inside.
No, I do. Listen. I'm not making up no excuses, but I've known people and I've seen situations where you have a woman that has a mouth on her and she pushes and she talks crazy, and I mean there may be a situation where it gets to the point where she done pushed him a little bit too much and he may slap her or whatever, you know what I mean? And he may not necessarily be an abuser. I'm not making up an excuse and saying that was okay. If he's a habitual abuser, I don't know about this situation.
But everybody has a breaking point.
Yeah, everybody has their breaking point. Yeah. Where it's like, okay, enough is enough. Like, I'm not going to deal with it no more. And I see the Valerie's is on here. And like she said, she had been in a domestic abuse relationship for years, and like I spoke with you guys, that's something I dealt with probably 3 or 4 relationships. And after a while, I started to see, and not to take nothing away from them, it was me. It was things that I was accepting, like drawing these men to me and allowing certain things to happen. But what I never did was I never carried that with me to another relationship because I was never going to be happy. You know what I mean? I didn't look at the next guy and say, well, he's going to do what he did. You know, and I feel like with anything, even with cheaters, I've been cheated on plenty of times. But every new relationship I had was a new relationship because I felt like that I was worth having that happiness and having somebody who's going to treat me. Now, if you carry all that baggage with you, but I get it. Sometimes it's hard for people to trust to move on after that. So.
Yeah. Man, y'all enlightened me a lot today because to me, I just figured that the only time a woman hits a man is if he get caught cheating. But never would I have fathomed that, you know, it's because of financial reasons or arguing and
or because like I said, women are naturally more vindictive than men. They are.
Yeah,
they cheat better.
Well, that's a fact.
And I'm just being real.
No, that's a fact.
I mean,
but I also think too, like women, like DJ was saying, I think because women know all of those things, they will tend to push that button a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So, like a woman knows, and it's kind of like an unwritten thing, like. If I hit him and I continue to hit him, the moment he hits me back, I can always say that he hit me. So if she's hit me, and say like Coy said, or like, you know, on the opposite of what Coy said, like I didn't call the police, but I let it get to my breaking point, and then I hit her back, and then she calls the police. But she's already hit me like 100 times.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just your reaction is just that one
last time. And the first thing they're gonna cop say is, "Why didn't you report it before?
Yeah.
Why didn't you ever say anything?"
But that's man. See, and that's the crazy thing to me because that is human nature. It's a reaction. Like right, if somebody hits you, it's almost just a natural reaction to defend yourself and hit back. And the fact that you know men and women are pushed to that brink to do that is just. But you know, men end up getting in more trouble most times.
What do you think would you've said you've never hit a woman, right?
Restraint.
Is there something that a woman could do if you came home and your woman got another dude in y'all's bed? Say dude didn't know.
Like he know nothing about
he know nothing about you, but she got him in your bed and you come in there and you think you could restrain yourself from putting hands on her?
Well, thank y'all for tuning in to the last show. He said, she said. We gonna get on up out of here. Man, that's a tough one right there, man. Like I walk in the house and like she bent over, and he like tagging her. I walk in.
Yeah, because your first reaction is gonna be, what if he's like, what's going? He's confused, like what's going on, and I didn't know. Yeah, you think you're gonna be able to restrain yourself
from hitting her or him?
Her, because what if he's like, yo, what is going on, and he's like,
so we all in the bedroom, and he's like, who's this dude? And I'm like, who's we both don't know who each other are, but she know who we are.
Yeah.
Man, I think I would still be restrained from it, but it will be very tough.
But that's my point. Man. Everybody has their breaking point. You know what I mean? What if your girl take your car and go see a dude? I'm saying, what if she take your car?
It is, dog. That's tough. Like I'm grabbing my seat as we speak.
What if you catch her and she's in your car with another dude?
Ooh, what she was giving the top two in the car?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, no boy.
You ain't gonna choke her?
Hey,
and I'm not laughing, but I'm saying.
Is that breaking point?
Everybody has their breaking point.
Why y'all talking to me? Jarvis in here too. y'all ask Jarvis some of these questions too, man. Shoot, but that's I don't know. My mama's over here, so I'm gonna try to quick say "Rocket Bye, baby."
He gonna pull a Keisha.
Rocket Bye, baby. Ooh, man, she in my whip with some dude. Man.
Yeah.
That's because that's like an ultimate disrespect. Like you could go.
Or if she spit in your face.
Ooh.
What if a woman?
Yeah, that's tough.
Spit in your face in front of her.
That's tough. Because that would be more disrespectful to me than her.
Than anything, yeah.
Or punch me.
So she spit in your face. What you gonna do?
Well, you ain't itched.
Yeah.
Spit my.
Yeah.
Phyllis, Nyla, Michelle, I'm sorry. Y'all just gonna have to understand on this one.
I think they might.
But I think it is, man. I really think like
I don't know if I would hit her. I'll probably push her.
I think men get the short end of the stick on this.
I want to say this. I think that the biggest thing
Everybody
is,
night.
you know, women. I mean, people need to teach their daughters not to put their hands on men.
That too.
And that's the biggest thing. Stop putting your hands on men if you don't. Yeah.
Men,
And they watching these reality shows, and that's all they doing is fighting and punching, and they think that stuff is real. Tell your, because what you gonna do if your son come home with scratches on his face because a female, and what you gonna tell him?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna say, hey, go get your sister, and then after that, we're gonna.
But it ain't even getting to that now.
Yeah.
Like some of these kids nowadays are grown up, and I go back to me, like my homeboy. I was up in Louisville the other day, and he was telling me, you know, we was talking about the young generation. He was like, man, it's like they growing up and ain't nobody even raising them. Like that's how, so like nowadays, man, these little boys won't hesitate to hit a girl, and I mean beat a girl like she's another man. Like, so especially now in these days, I think it is very important for parents to teach their young girls like, hey, yo, just in case, you know, you need to know that some of these boys will fight you like you another man.
Yeah.
Do not put your
Like you would
hands
do it on
on
the
anyone unless you expect to
Get hit back.
hit back.
Period.
Cause it's, I mean, I've
That's
seen,
a problem.
you know,
Girls think that it's okay for them to
Yeah.
put their hands on dudes. Don't put your hands on my son.
Yeah, that sounds like a mama right there. Hey, don't put your hands on my son.
I mean, I'm just saying,
hey,
don't put your hands
but I
on.
would really like to know, like, I would really like to go to some of the middle schools and high schools and really find out, like, how many situations they've had, like, within the past year or two of guys and girls fighting, like, all out fighting.
You know what? Coming up in August, maybe that's something we need to do. We need to start going around being able to, because I got to end with Crawford.
Okay.
Get with some of these students and just have these open discussions
Yeah.
about that and see what they really think. If they think his stuff is okay. Because some of it, they think his stuff, I mean, it is what it is what they think. Look at the reality TV. And this, honestly, TV and the internet is raising these kids.
It is.
Think about it. If you got a single mom and she's working and say she got to work 2 jobs, she's at work, and they on the internet and TV all day. Heck, they don't even get homework at school no more. They just got laptops.
They got them Chromebooks.
So it's like, so that's a lot, you know. I had to tell my cousin that, you know, regardless that you can't let the TV raise your daughter.
I'm still stuck on this. She's in my car with some dude. Like, I'm still stuck on that, man. That's why I've been just zoned out. Like, man, what would I do if she
We're
was
going to put a camera at the World Stone.
So, Jarvis, we're getting up out of here, man. We appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's topic about domestic violence. Jarvis, you want to say something before we get on up out of here?
Nah, man. It's just same old, man. I appreciate everyone tuning in, man. And like we said before, guys, shoot us some topic ideas if there's something that you guys might want to hear or anything. We'd be glad to touch on the subject and get your input and get everyone else's input so we can get a better understanding of this thing called life.
We need to post that on the page, you know, about the
About the car.
about the house,
Got you shook,
about the
huh?
spitting in the face. I want to know, like, am I by myself on this one? But anyway, go ahead, Tim.
Hey, man, look, if y'all see us out this Thursday at Thursday Night Live, man, make sure y'all come up and say hi, show us some love, whatever. If y'all happen to be out that way, we'll be out there. But your girl, Chrissy J, live it like you love it or leave it alone. Period.
That's my mama about this. What would you say if? But anyways, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please tell everybody to share this. You can go check us out on Instagram as well. He said, she said, talk. You can catch us on YouTube. He said, she said, talk. You can also go back, listen to previous shows on SoundCloud. He said, she said. So you can go back and listen to previous shows about part 1 of domestic violence. Why do black men date white women? The online horrors, child support.
Check out our riddles, man.
Check out the riddles game.
Check out our riddles game.
Please check out the riddles game. That one chick who pulled the bra out. But anyway.
We love you too, Mama Walker.
Oh, Lord.
Hey.
Yeah, Lord. Jesus have mercy. Let me get on up out of here. We're going to get up out of here. We want you to treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. We out of here.
Peace.
Deuces. Better stop that line for Ms. Walker. Here's something.
For who? My mama.
Here's something that you ain't never told her before.
Hey, Jarvis.
Uh,
What about this one?
Oh, you got my laptop.
next, right there, baby.
You got the love
that I want, the
love that I need.
Sing,
Words
Q.
bond.
Get on that live and sing, baby.
Word is bond.
That want that?
Come on, Q. The love that I need.
I put on a goddamn show in here.
Come on, let's go. Hey.
You like my homie, surely you showed me so many things, and you're so special to me. We've been kicking it for a while. Your sex smile, prima donna style. Ooh, you're driving me so wild. Ain't got no reputation, educated conversation, and ooh, you got that bomb love making. It's more than sexual, this love, you know, it's proper though. It's oh so incredible. You got the love that I want. You got the love that I need. The love so smooth, so creamy. You got the love, baby.
You ain't gonna get this on the other show. We still got people watching, y'all. Y'all keep on with the keeping on.
You got the love that I need. The love you need. It's so creamy. You got that bottle, oh baby. You got it going on, word is born. Some just with platform, sweet pedicure with no porn. You got that sex appeal on the real, so sure. So fast, French manicure, no makeup, you're so pure. You don't be tripping when I'm kicking it with my niggas. You don't be questioning what I did and what I did. I got that confidence, that sexiness, that bigness, that bomb shit. And I get when you chillin' with your homie. You think about me, you think about me only. Yeah, I got what you want, I got what you want. You know what it is. It's that butter love. Oh, I got it, boy. And you will. Cause I rock your world.
Keep going.
I rock your boy.
Keep going.
Hey, butter baby. I got the love that he wants. And
Keep going.
I got the love that he needs. Girl, it's so smooth. I got that butter love. Baby, don't sleep, you can Hey.
My mama said, you go, girl, sing.
Hey, let's part. Hold on. You ready?
I got that. I got those sexy lines, enticing thighs. I make you rise. I got that love you wanna try. Summertime up and down your spine. I got that perfect shape, the love I make. I'll scream your name. Wanna take all the clothes off. Sexy,
Yeah,
the
we
sound
are.
goes on.